All right, today we're gonna do carnivore cornbread. I know we've always loved cornbread. I'm sure you guys like cornbread, but this isn't the typical cornbread. It does not contain any corn. However, it will contain crushed up pork rinds, so you will need that. So to start with, I am going to turn my oven on to preheat at 400 and take my pan out that I had in there. Okay, so let's preheat this at 400. I don't know if anybody else just stores all their pans and dishes in the oven, but I do. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and melt the butter. I'm just going to put this in the microwave about 20 seconds. This is a very high-powered microwave, so yours might vary, but I want to melt it. Okay, so I'm going to mix my dry ingredients. So what we have here is half a stick of butter in there, 2 cups pork rinds, 3 eggs. Optional, I put a tablespoon of erythritol in there just to give it that little bit of sweetness. That is completely optional. 1 teaspoon cream of tartar and a half a teaspoon of baking soda. And that's just to help it rise a little bit, give it kind of that fluffier texture. Okay, and about 1/4 teaspoon salt. I usually just shake it in there. And the reason I use the cream of tartar and baking soda instead of using baking powder is baking powder contains cornstarch, and this is to kind of avoid having that in it. So to start with, I'm just going to be mixing all the dry ingredients so I can get it all mixed up. And like I said, this erythritol is completely optional. You do not have to use it. All right, and I'm going to do 1 teaspoon cream of tartar. And make a mess on my counter. The spoon's not quite wanting to fit in the top of that without it. I'm going to pause this. All right, I'm back. I did the 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar and made a little bit of a mess on my counter, but that happens. And now I'm going to do the half a teaspoon of baking soda. And since that's all my dry ingredients, I'm going to grab a spoon. I'm going to grab another spoon because I dropped that one. And I'm just going to mix this really well. So I'll be back with you once it's mixed. Okay, I've got my pork rind mixture all mixed. So the next thing I'm going to do, I went ahead and put my eggs in a bowl, and I'm going to beat the eggs really good. So I'll be right back. All right, I've got the eggs beaten. I've got my butter melted. So I'm going to go ahead and pour these eggs in there. And then I'm going to pour this butter in there. And I am going to pause this video while I mix this really well. So I'll be right back. Alright, I've got that mixed really well, and I am trading out my fork for a spoon because right over here I have a cast iron skillet that I smeared around with bacon grease. And it's a cooler morning here, so that's why you can see the bacon grease in it. So I'm going to take this and put it in the pan, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have it in the pan. I'm just going to take my hand. You can use a spoon, but I'm just going to kind of mush it down. So it's kind of even all the way across. I mean, I don't want to mush too hard, just to kind of get this evened out because it's not going to melt. It's not going to spread out on its own. Alright, I've got that. I'm still waiting for the oven to heat up, so I'll be right back. Alright, my oven is finally preheated. It beeped. So like I said, I'm just going to put this in here for 40 minutes. I'll see you then. Alright, it's been 40 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. And you can see where it's pulled from the edge because I put the bacon grease in there. And see how it's kind of not really spongy, but more like a firm bread. So we're going to let that cool, and then I'm going to put it on a plate and we'll see how it looks. Alright, it's cooled down. As you can see, it came out of the cast iron. It's spongy like bread would be, or like cornbread would be. I'm going to go ahead and cut this open so you guys can see it.
I'm looking at it thinking adding chocolate chips and a chocolate chip cookie that big.
What?
I'm terrible, aren't I?
This is cornbread.
It's cornbread. It's good
there you
stuff.
Go. See that?
Good
Just
stuff.
like cornbread. Slap you some butter on there, and it's no cornbread.
But it's good. It is really good.
And if you don't have an aversion to making it more Tex-Mex, you can add like peppers to it or whatever you would normally put in cornbread. It's just up to you and what you can handle and what you like. But there you go. I hope y'all enjoy. Please don't forget I do have a Patreon page, and thank you to my sponsors on there. You helped make this happen because I've had a couple fails coming up with this. And like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate everybody. Thank you.